This is Paul Catalina's Top 5 at 5:55. Presented by Slapsticks Comedy Club. For ticket information, go to slapstickscomedy.com.
All right, top 5 things we learned in week 0. Other than the fact that I still hate the name week 0, because 0 is nothing. But since there's only like 5-6 games, I guess we got to stick with that. But number 5, we need some better games for week 0. I know that like there's different rules or things, but like if we're going to have this before everybody starts 1 week early, can we get better games? Anybody with me on this?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel like
well,
a college
remember,
football
Nebraska and Illinois
yeah.
were supposed to play in
Dublin,
Ireland
yeah,
or something like that. So that game got moved up or same date because they were going to have to travel. Yeah, that was a kind of a, with all due respect to my own personal agony, that was a dud.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I mean, there's only a handful of games. None of them were close. I guess Nebraska, Illinois is probably the closest game actually that there was. Oddly enough, but yeah, I mean, week 0, it's just the appetizer before the meal. If anything, it's just a little tease to let you know that it's back, and yeah, there was not a whole lot to take away from the opening weekend.
You know what week 0 feels like to me? You ever walk around the food court and somebody like hands you a chicken on a toothpick?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Like, oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Just a little taste of college football, and then we'll get to really snack this weekend.
Yeah. All right, number 4, realignment's still the topic. I mean, the football games this weekend didn't change any of that. And we've experienced that today. In fact, I thought maybe the game starting would like help push that off a little bit, but actually it just kind of reinvigorated it more.
Well, I mean, it's, I try to be of the mindset to just focus on the present as much as possible. I think when you do that, it does help quite a bit. But it's hard to do that when you could be a team that is on its way down a notch. If you're one of these remaining 8, or if you're one of these countless other teams who are being mentioned, I mean, look, a Power 5 invite for any of the teams that we've talked about. I know, I've seen some BYU fans thumb their nose, like, we don't need the Big 12. Okay, fine, then whatever. But I can guarantee you that these other schools who don't have the benefit of an entire religion behind them and a TV network and all that, they would absolutely kill to be in the Big 12. So with that dangling out there for these fans, I mean, yeah, you're going to get excited about the games on Saturday, but you're like everybody else. You want to know what the future's like. What do conferences look like? What does college football look like? And is my team potentially ranking higher because they're now playing the biggest level of all? I would have a hard time concentrating merely on games if I was a Houston or UCF fan as well.
Yeah. Number 3, and this is a positive note, San Jose State with Nick Starkel could be really interesting. Look, they're not going to beat any big boys, I don't think, but Nick Starkel, who left A&M because of Kellen Mond and left Arkansas because of Ben Hicks, now at San Jose State getting a shot, and super senior could be interesting. And he's got a little bit in his neck, like Smokey likes to say, likes to talk a little trash, gets, when Tate Martell, fired a shot across his bow about, the San Jose State. They could be one of these interesting group of 5 teams that maybe makes a little noise this year.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, they got some good players, and obviously a guy who is on his 3rd school in Starkel in 5 years. He's played in the SEC twice with 2 different teams. So, I mean, the dude's got tons of experience now at this point and has to be one of the better, I would think, FBS quarterback or would that be FBS?
Yeah, FBS, but group of 5. Yeah.
Group of 5, yeah. He's got to be one of the best G5 quarterbacks.
All these damn names.
I know, it's so hard. I don't even know
college football.
Yeah, but he's got to be amongst that crop of quarterbacks one of the best, I would think. And so, yeah, we'll see what the Spartans do.
All right, number 2.
By the way, you mentioned Tate Martell. Yeah. Total non-factor.
Yeah.
Total non-factor.
Yeah. Number 2, people should not get too excited about UCLA. Look, I knew they beat Hawaii. I knew they beat them pretty soundly, and I know that Chip Kelly has more veterans on his team now, but let's just wait and see before we say, look what Chip Kelly's done. He beat Hawaii.
I want to follow up on Tate Martell real quick. UNLV announced either sophomore Doug Brumfield or sophomore Justin Rogers will be at starting quarterback. Freshman Cameron Friel will serve as the team's 3rd-string quarterback. He's not even listed on the depth chart at UNLV right now. I don't know what that means or why that is. But on UCLA, yeah, I'm waiting. I mean, that was a good win to start the season. But I'm not completely all in with the Bruins just yet, but definitely keeping an eye on them. That's for sure.
They are. I just have too many memories of them. They have beautiful uniforms. They have an incredible campus, great scenery, atmosphere, all of that. But I don't trust them at all.
And number one, Scott Frost hasn't changed anything at Nebraska.
No, actually, he has. It's changed it. It's even worse.
It's worse?
It's worse.
They look the same to me than
no, it's worse.
Why is it worse?
Because now you're 4 years into worse.
Okay.
It's like, what's the definition of sanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, they suck.
It's not good right now.
I get to bury all that. I buried it. I thought I buried it late Saturday with text to you guys, and you've brought up the scar. You peeled it back. But I'm done. After today, we won't even hear. We will not mention them. Tim Vermeer, Iowa Cyclone, oh my God, Iowa Hawkeyes fan. You guys better run the table. I'm coming.
I do think, and the joke has been, Nebraska is got in trouble for extra practices, and this would it be. But I will go one further. Like if you arrested me for robbing a bank and asked me how much I got away with, and I was like $2. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
$2.
By the way, going back to UCLA, we're going to learn something about them pretty quick this weekend because LSU UCLA is coming up. I don't know how good LSU is going to be either, but that'll at least that'll be a nice little game to kind of see from both schools sort of where they are. So that'll be fun to get that. But with Nebraska, I mean, I've said it again. I'm shocked that Scott Frost has had the struggles that he's had. I was a believer that he was going to go there and they were going to have the big reunion, and it would take him some time, but they would at least be exciting. And it is one of the most poorly coached, just mistake-ridden teams that I've seen. So, season's long way until the end of it. Even though you're 0-1, let's see what they do the rest of the way. I mean, I hope that he can turn it around and hope that he can carve out a niche there, but I just don't see it right now.
We have given them way too damn much time today. And so let's forget about them. They don't exist. So that's the definition of irrelevant, but I feel better because of it.